Hey guys, so as promised, I'm here to explain to you the game that I made so that you can play it. So I've been making art for people once a week just to help them get through quarantine. I'm an artist, singer-songwriter, out of work, so I've been trying to help other people get through. So I made this game, but it's not actually mine. It's based on Ticket to Ride. It's a popular board game. But I made my own version that is based around the city of Boston. So hopefully you can see that. I just sort of adapted the game and I made it about Boston, which I'm giving it away for free, so I'm not profiting off of this, but I think it might be a copyright issue. I don't know. It's probably not fair use, which would be like for educational purposes, even though it's very educational. So like the geography of this is pretty accurate, so you're going to learn your Boston landmarks by playing it. Anyway, so I am going to explain it to you. If you already know Ticket to Ride and you already own the game, it's super easy. You're almost good to go. You're just going to want to print this out. It's in 4 panels. Tape it together. Hopefully you have a color printer because that's just going to be really hard to play it in black and white. And then you're also going to print out this sheet, which is the destination cards that are specific to the Boston-based game. And beyond that, you can use your own cards. So you can use the Ticket to Ride color cards. They are just a little bit different from my colors. Most of the colors are the same, but I also included this color translator, which helps you if you want to use the original game. 3 of the colors are different. I think like teal and purple were not in the real game. And so you're good to go and just have fun. I should tell you that your pieces for Ticket to Ride might be a little bit too big for this size, so you could make your own pieces if you wanted to. But you can start playing, so bye. The rest of this video is for those of you who don't own the game or who may not know how to play it, so I'm going to explain it to you. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to print out the board and tape it together, cut out these destination cards. They're all the same size, and put them on a little pile. Then you're going to want to make your own color cards. So of course they're going to want to look the same from the back so that you can't tell, but the front of them can have different colors. I kind of like watercolored these all pretty, and I put a little bike on it because the theme of my game is biking, so it's not trains, it's ticket to pedal or bike or whatever. But you can also make this really simple. You can just cut out pieces of paper and put a little quick mark with a color pencil on just to denote what color card it is. So you're going to make 12 of each color. There are 8 different colors. You can just look at what they are, or you can consult the color code. So 8 different colors, 12 cards each of those you're going to make. Then you're also going to make 14 cards that are like joker cards. They're like a rainbow colored card that just like, you can use that for any color. It's a joker. Then you're going to want to make your own pieces, which I did. Mine are sort of pretty. I used the little parts of staples, and I filled them with Venmo, and I made little bikes on top of them. So they're really pretty and they fit perfectly onto the board, but to be honest, that's not necessary for you to do. You can use anything for the pieces. If you're really lazy, just use like pieces of vegetables or little dots of clay or anything that just differentiates your pieces from your opponent's pieces, and that's small enough to place in these little squares. You're going to make 45 pieces per player. So like if I'm playing with 2 people, I'm going to do like 45 magenta pieces, and I also have these little yellow pieces and 45 yellow pieces. If I'm stuck in quarantine with one other person, that's all I have to make, 45 each. If I'm, with a whole big family and like we're all quarantining together, then 45 pieces per player will be good. Then that's it. I think that's all the components that you're going to need, and you can start playing. So I'll tell you the rules now. Okay. So the whole goal of this game is to claim the routes that you draw at the beginning of the game. So you're going to draw 3 of these little cards, and they're going to tell you your assignment. So like you might have Paul Revere House to Boston Fire Museum, and then you kind of like look at the board, and Paul Revere House is over here and Boston Fire Museum is down there. So that's what you're going to try to accomplish. Get from here to there. That's a pretty short route, so it's not going to have that many points. but some of the routes have more points, and so you have 3 routes, and if you're really lucky, you're actually going to be able to overlap some of that. So like, if this is your initial route, but then you're also supposed to go from like Boston Aquarium to Tufts Medical Center, you can kind of combine those and make it into one, one continuous route, and then you've fulfilled 2 assignments, sort of like 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. That's a really violent saying. Yes, so that's your goal. And how do you complete the routes? That's the next step. So that's where the color cards come in. I don't know where mine are. So the color cards are your payment for building. So if you have 5 green cards in your hand, you can build a route like this. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green cards, and then you can put your pieces on that route because you've bought it with the cards. But if you do that, your turn is gone. So let me just explain about having a turn. I'm talking really fast because I hate those YouTube tutorials that go on for like 30 minutes and have like long pauses. So you can draw. Yeah, so that was an edit moment because I totally spaced out. Making a YouTube tutorial is not as easy as it looks. So your turn can be used to draw cards, and in the beginning of the game, that's kind of like more what you're going to be doing because you're going to want to acquire assets that will later let you purchase routes. So you're drawing cards. So you have 4 cards in your hand. Every player gets 4 cards to begin with, and you just have those in your hand. Then there's going to be a deck of color cards that are mixed, of course, and stacked on top of each other, but with face down. And then there are also going to be 4 color cards that are face up. So 4 public color cards that are just laying there for anyone to take. So when it's your turn, say that you're really in the market for yellow because you want to build down here. If one of the open-faced cards or 2 of the open-faced cards are yellow, you can take those, but you just kind of replenish them with 2 more new cards from the deck, and that's your turn. If there's nothing on public display that you want, you're gonna just draw from the deck and hope that it's yellow. So that's how your turn is gonna work for a while, unless you wanna build right away. There's no rules, but another way to use your turn is to build a route. But if you do that, you cannot draw cards. That takes your turn. And so that's really easy. You just pay. Say you want to colonize this route, you give your 4 purple cards over, and then you put your little players on there, and then that route is yours. You've accomplished that part of your journey. And you will get points for every route that you lay down. That's going to get calculated at the end. So those are the 2 ways to use your turn. There is a 3rd way to use your turn, which comes into play more later in the game when you've already fulfilled most of your destinations. What you can do is draw 3 new destination cards from the deck, and then you'll get 3 new assignments. And if you're really lucky, they might overlap with what you've already got. So if you're already going from here to here, and then you get like from here to here, then you've already built that route, and you just have to complete it real quick, and then suddenly you get like all those points anew that because you completed that route as well. When you do draw those 3 destination cards further into the game, if you decide to do that, you have to keep one of them. That's required, but you can give back 2 of them. So if you feel like it's too much and the game's already kind of like ending, you might just want to focus on one of the routes, give back the other 2, or give back 1. You have to keep a minimum of 1. And those are the 3 ways that you can use a turn. You can either draw 2 cards from the open pile or the closed pile, or you can build a routes and just put your guys there, pay for it, or you can draw 3 destination cards, and that's it. That's how you have a turn. And so that's it. And then at the end of the game, which I think the game just ends when when all the cards have been used up. I'm not actually sure what signifies the ending of the game. Oh, shoot. Well, anyway, so the game ends, and that's when you tally everything up. So that's when you really find out who's the winner. I mean, some people tally it up while the game goes, but I feel like you can just play and then tally it up at the end, unless you're like one of those need-to-know kind of people. But at the end, you're going to get all your points. So there is one special thing, which is you get 10 points for the longest route. That goes to the player with the longest route, and I'll put this in the materials as well. That's from the real game. And then you're going to get points for every route, but it goes up. So the longer the route is, the more points you get. So if you've made a 6-car route, you get, let's see, like 15 points, I think. Yeah. Whereas if you only make a 1-car route, you only get 1 point for that. If you get a 2-car route, you get 2 points for that. A 3-car route, you get 4 points, and so on. The points go up, and I will also post that because that's important. That's how you tally it up in the end. Oops. Those are points, and then the last place you're going to get points is from the destinations that you've completed. So yeah, so you'll see. They are all written down here, and as long as you've completed the destination, you'll get the points. And I should say that sometimes someone else builds in the middle of where you're trying to go, and that's really annoying, so you might have to actually go around them. The more players you have, the more often that'll happen. But no matter, there's ways to go around, and you can still complete your route. It just might be a pain in your butt. And then, yeah, that's it. You add up the points, and whoever has the most points wins, and you've killed another 2 hours of quarantine. Okay, I really hope I covered everything. All right, well, thanks a lot.